Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at battle tactics in the new AOS. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Battle tactics are the key to winning in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Here's how they work in the new AOS. Fighting over objectives is a large part of winning battles in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, but pursuing battle tactics is a key to victory. Whether you're playing with the First Blood Match Play or the General's Handbook Battle Pack, you'll be using battle tactics, so let's get to grips with them. Such a cool picture right here. I wish they would release some terrain like what we see here for the Osiarch Bone Reapers. More faction terrain pieces. Not necessarily like the actual ones that function in game, but just like cool looking stuff would be absolutely amazing. If you're new to Warhammer Age of Sigmar, battle tactics are the secondary objectives you'll want to complete each turn, whilst also trying to secure objectives and slay your opponent's warriors. At the start of your turn, you can pick one battle tactic using the Tactical Gambit ability. Upon completing that battle tactic, you'll be rewarded with 4 valuable victory points, to supplement the 6 you can score each round from the game's battle plan. Once per battle round, start of your turn, Tactical Gambit. You cannot use this ability if you went second in the previous battle round, and choose to go first in the current battle round. Effect: pick one battle tactic that you have not yet attempted. You can attempt to complete that battle tactic this turn. Okay, so basically, if you get a double turn, you can't do the Tactical Gambit, so that is interesting. Again, another thing that's going to help balance the game and sort of take away a little bit of that oomph from the double turn without actually removing that mechanic from the game, which I really do like. I know people are against the double turn. There's always like a lot of controversy behind it, but it's cool and it's fun, and they're obviously going out of their way to balance it. You can only pick a battle tactic you haven't yet attempted. A crucial change in the new edition is that you can't pick a battle tactic if you win the priority roll and choose to take a second consecutive turn. Importantly, however, if your opponent wins the priority roll and decides to let you take 2 turns in a row, you can still pick a battle tactic. You can't be forced to miss out. So again, I like this. It's basically up to your opponent. If they give you the double turn, you don't get punished for it. Each battle plan and the core rules and a new General's Handbook allows you to score a maximum of 10 victory points each round. So winning the priority roll and taking 2 turns in a row means forfeiting your ability to score 4 of these 10 points. That's a sizable opportunity cost, and one you'll need to consider carefully. So again, that's just basically adding another little tactical change to the game and adding a little bit of extra balance, because you're going for the advantage of having the second turn in a row, which is definitely awesome. It can definitely be very strong, but you're giving up the potential to score max points, which in a tournament setting could be massive, or just in the game that you're actually playing could be the difference between winning and losing. A double turn can have a major impact on the game. Choosing to forfeit a battle tactic might let you consolidate your control of the board, or use your momentum to surge forth and severely damage your opponent's army. Though new command abilities like Countercharge give your opponent more tools than ever to stall your momentum. On the other hand, if you misjudge and can't fully capitalize on your double turn, you could find yourself quickly falling behind in victory points. The Battle Tactic module contains 6 universal battle tactics which are used in both the First Blood and the General's Handbook battle packs. To carve path to victory, you'll need to carefully consider which battle tactic you'll declare each turn. Are you safe to pick Seize the Center near the start of the game if you think you can guarantee staking a claim with no reprisal, or do you risk being undone by your opponent using the Covering Fire or Countercharge commands? Alright, so we have Universal Battle Tactics, Seize the Center. You complete this battle tactic if at the end of your turn, if 2 or more friendly units are within 3 inches of the center of the battlefield and are not in combat. Take the flanks. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you have at least 1 friendly unit within 6 inches of each short battlefield edge. None of those units are wholly within friendly territory, and none of those units were set up this turn. And then slay the entourage. Pick a unit in the enemy general's regiment. You complete this battle tactic if the unit is destroyed this turn. Take the flanks. May require some forward thinking in deployment phase to achieve early on. Depending on your battlefield map, if your army is on the slower side, securing it might leave your units out of position, forcing you to spend a precious command point on at the double or redeploy to get them back in line. Slay the entourage. Creates tension at the list building stage. Your general can take up to 4 units in the regiment. But is that putting too many eggs in one basket? Will adding a fragile unit to your general's regiment leave you open, or serve as the perfect bait? So very cool. Again, we see like the tactics being rolled into this, a little bit of thought going into like army building, little limitations like units can't have showed up this turn to achieve these. Just overall, I think this sounds very well thought out, and it definitely seems like they've got more balance in mind. So the game is going to be like tactical, it's going to be fun, it's going to be competitive. All the good things that Age of Sigmar was before, but with a little more like balance to the game. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. Even if a battle tactic appears to be easy to score in the current round, the decision to attempt it is important, especially if it's competing with the other battle tactics that will be harder to achieve later, or if your army might benefit from the momentum provided by 2 consecutive turns. The General's Handbook 2024-2025 also includes 2 extra battle tactics for each Grand Alliance, alongside the Honor Guard Season Rule. These provide some extra flexibility outside the universal battle tactics and replace faction-specific battle tactics. And again, I really like this. Having sort of like the seasonal stuff lets them put some things into the game, let us play for it for a while, get a ton of reps in with it, and then move on to something slightly different. So without even changing the actual armies or anything like that, just modifying like the actual season rules, you can see some armies that were doing poorly rise to the top, other armies that were doing very well put back into like a more balanced setting or even underperforming. So there might be like some short-term like meta excitement for what's good right now, but you're less likely to get that feeling that your army is just bad, which is very important in a game where you're like building up models, painting them, and then playing with them. And oftentimes this whole process can take months, if not years, to complete. Since all the battle tactics are now part of our annual General's Handbook, the Warhammer Studio will have more opportunities to balance battle tactics and ensure a fair playing field as the edition progresses. Next week, we'll be pulling back the curtain on Spearhead, the fast and furious new game mode for Age of Sigmar, and learning more about the changes to endless spells, invocations, and faction terrain in the new edition. Perhaps there will even be a shiny new miniature. You'll just have to wait and see. So we have the Grand Alliance battle tactic, Order, Reclaim the Realms. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are 1 or more friendly units wholly within each quarter of the battlefield and more than 6 from all enemy units. Grand Alliance Death, Marked for the Grave. Pick a non-hero enemy unit that has not had any models slain this battle. If there are no non-hero enemy units on the battlefield, you can pick any enemy unit. You complete this battle tactic if at the end of your turn if the unit is destroyed this turn. Chaos, Ordained Charge. Pick an objective controlled by your opponent. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more friendly units charge this turn. 1 or more of those units are contesting that objective, and you control that objective. And then Destruction, time to get stuck in. Pick 3 friendly units that are not in combat and are wholly within friendly territory. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if each of those units is wholly outside your territory and use the fight ability this turn. So very cool. Definitely like some thematic battle tactics that go along with the various armies. They're going to fit like the different play styles and just overall sound cool. So I am really excited about the new edition Age of Sigmar. I'm really excited about what we're seeing from the rules, the few models that we've seen so far. I am very, very optimistic for Age of Sigmar 4.0. Let me know if you're as excited as I am. If there's anything in particular that caught your eye, changes that you like or don't like. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And of course, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm glad they didn't get rid of the double turn. And I'm out of here.